You're 51, Owen. No wife, no kids, still driving that same old car. What exactly did you accomplish with your life? My brother laughed as everyone raised their glasses for New Year's Eve. I smiled. I didn't argue. I simply placed my glass on the table, stood up, and walked out. 3 days later, my brother received a phone call that made him sit down and whisper, "That can't be true," because the brother he had spent decades calling a failure had been quietly carrying a secret that could change his entire family forever. My name is Owen Parker, and I was 51 years old when my family finally convinced me that being alone meant I had failed at life. I had never married. I had no children. I still drove the same old silver car I bought years ago. I lived in a small apartment and worked quietly, never asking anyone for help. My older brother Marcus had always been different. He had a big house, a successful business, a wife, 3 children, and everything that looked impressive from the outside. To him, my simple life was proof that I had wasted mine. That New Year's Eve, our entire family gathered at Marcus's house. Everyone was laughing. Everyone except me. Marcus lifted his glass and looked directly at me. 51 years old, he said with a grin. No wife. No kids. Same car. Nothing to show for 5 decades. A few people laughed awkwardly. Then he added, "Spending New Year's alone must be tough." I looked around the table. Nobody defended me. I swallowed the pain and quietly placed my glass down. "You're right about one thing," I said. Marcus smiled. "I am alone." Then I stood up. But being alone is better than being surrounded by people who make you feel worthless. I walked out. That night, I sat inside my old car and cried for the first time in years. Not because Marcus had insulted me, but because a small part of me had always hoped my brother would someday be proud of me. 3 days later, Marcus received a phone call from a lawyer. The caller told him there was an important matter concerning their late father's estate. Marcus was confused. Their father had died years earlier, and according to him, everything had already been settled. But the lawyer explained something Marcus had never known. Their father had secretly created an investment account years before his death, and Owen had been managing it. For 20 years, Owen had quietly deposited money into that account from his own salary. Why? Marcus's eyes filled with tears. "I treated you like you were nothing." Owen nodded. "You did." Marcus lowered his head. "I'm sorry." Owen looked toward the window. "I spent my whole life thinking you wanted me to become like you." He paused. Then I realized, maybe my life wasn't supposed to look like yours. Marcus hugged his brother. And for the first time in decades, Owen didn't feel like the unsuccessful brother. He felt like himself. Because sometimes the quietest person in the family isn't the one who has accomplished the least. Sometimes, he's the one carrying everyone else without asking for applause. Years later, Marcus still remembered that New Year's Eve, not because of the champagne, not because of the party, but because his cruelest joke had forced him to discover the truth. Owen didn't have a wife. He didn't have children. He didn't have a mansion. But he had something Marcus had almost lost, a heart that never stopped caring. And Owen learned something too. Your life doesn't become valuable because other people approve of it. Sometimes, walking away from humiliation isn't weakness. It's the moment you finally choose your own worth.